And welcome to Traveloz. I'm Greg Granger. This week we feature a remarkable island, Kangaroo Island, that has a profusion of wildlife. Kangaroo Island, home to so many koalas they have to catch and fly many back to the mainland. The island has its own subspecies of kangaroos, big colonies of seals, not to mention echidnas and fairy penguins. We'll return to central Queensland for an outback festival. And the two Tims take us on a road trip up the New South Wales north coast, sharing their thrills and spills in pursuit of the ultimate adventures. This island, Kangaroo Island, is like an ark. So many wild animals, like these kangaroos. Now, when the explorer Matthew Flinders and his sailors first stepped ashore here some 2 centuries ago, they hadn't eaten meat for 3 months. They slaughtered a few and feasted for 3 days. Now, 2 centuries later, there's not only an abundance of these kangaroos, but also of seals, wallabies, and koalas.
Other plant life flourishes on Kangaroo Island. Callistemon, Hakea and Melaleuca, hardy Banksia, pollinating wattle. But it's down on the coastline that nature's full fury can be seen. The wild seas of the Southern Ocean that constantly batter Kangaroo Island are rolling in from the Antarctic. Coastal fishermen know their power. Below the waves, another of Kangaroo Island's residents cavort before coming ashore. These are New Zealand fur seals, renowned for their aggression. For starters, they have to fight to get ashore. Once there, the males will challenge one another. For the juvenile males, it's more like play fighting. A chance to develop the skills they'll need one day to protect a harem. Once they have reached maturity, their real fighting prowess can be seen. Breeding males become extremely competitive, fighting to establish territories that can eventually gather up to 16 females. Those females, in turn, are highly protective mothers, spending up to 7 days at a time nursing their pups before returning to the sea to fish. Even more active off Kangaroo Island are the Australian sea lions, a species listed as vulnerable to extinction. These antics may look like play, but they're skills they'll use to escape the great white sharks that patrol these waters. Between the sharks and the sealers, these sea lions have almost been wiped out.
Most Australians, myself included, have never seen an Australian sea lion before today, and that is because on the mainland they've been wiped out. The sealers killed them off last century. Well, here on Kangaroo Island there is a rare colony, 600 in this colony, and we've arrived at a time of pupping. Some 3-4 months ago the mothers pupped, and now we're hearing their vocalisations, mothers and babies calling to each other.
These Australian sea lions are very adept at surfing the waves to shore. The mothers have been out hunting fish for the past 3 days, returning to feed their pups. This pup has been alone for all that time, no food, no drink, and very keen to reunite with its mother. It lets out a mournful cry that only its mother will recognise. Still alone, it checks out every seal it finds. The juvenile males pay no attention. They're too busy jousting. And the massive bulls, always intent on dominating so they can mate, won't even tolerate the juveniles. It's this time of mating that also coincides with the pupping season. Mother, meanwhile, is coming ashore. Unlike other seals, she'll give birth every 18 months. The first sound she'll hear are her youngsters' cries, a call she quickly answers. It's this mutual vocalisation that ensures a quick reunion. And a long overdue feed. From this time on, mother will encourage a pup to develop its own skills, leading her out to shallow water to learn to swim and fish. Just 1 out of every 3 pups will reach maturity, but those that do may go on to live up to 20 years.